So, just sitting here thinking. I listened to a video last week where the head of the Euro XRP Bank was talking about his relationship with Ripple and talking about also XRP and what it does. And so, really opened my eyes to a lot of things. I've been a supporter and an investor in XRP for the past 2 years, since 2017. And I've always thought it to be a life-changing technology, a industry and economic changing technology. And the people that work at Ripple and the people heading that company, I think, are very sharp, and that they get it when it comes to the financial industry. Now, not that none of these other technologies do not, but I think that Ripple has more of Ripple has more of an understanding of how to deal with this current financial climate than these other companies do. That's in the digital asset space. And listening to the head of the Euro XRP Bank, he brought my attention to a couple of things. Well, a few things actually. Listening to him and knowing that I actually work in money movement. I've been working in money movement for the past year and a half, working in the financial industry for the past 17, 18 years. But in particularly in money movement, dealing strictly with money, which means I do wires on a daily basis. Hundreds of wires. Understanding how money moves, understanding what the clients complain about, understanding just the nature of money movement, the rules and regulations, the things that surround it, what hinders it, what can make it better. And understanding that, then I really get an understanding of how monumental XRP is, of how life-changing and industry-changing Ripple will be. One of my biggest questions with Ripple, the company, XRP being the underlying cryptocurrency or crypto asset of the Ripple technology, one of my things was, well, how will XRP fall under the rules and regulations that we have in regards to money movement in this country? How will we deal with the KYC issues, know your customer issues, as well as the AML issues, anti-money laundering? How will we deal with those issues? So, in listening to the head of the Euro XRP Bank talk, it really opened my eyes to a lot of things. If Ripple comes in with this technology, XRP being the underlying cryptocurrency or asset for that technology, so if Ripple comes in and if it falls under the umbrella of the institution that it's coming into as far as being a part of, whether it be Wells Fargo, whether it be Bank of America, BB&T, JP Morgan Chase, what's the new bank? Truist? I forgot the BB&T and SunTrust collaboration or merger. I think it's called Truist or something of that nature. So whether it comes into either one of those institutions, then it will fall under the regulations and rules and guidelines of that institution. So, to me, that will cover it. Not only that, but also XRP, with having this cryptocurrency, then when you're talking about cross-border payments, in money movement, the institutions here, in order to move money overseas or cross-border, they have to have a nostro account in those countries. Okay? Nostro vostro. Nostro meaning our money with them at their bank, or nostro, we've got to have an account there overseas, whether it be England, Ireland, Germany, wherever the case may be. If it's not here within the United States or whatever country, if it's not within your country, then whatever account you hold in a separate country or in another country, then that would be your nostro account. And that means you would have to hold whatever country that is, you would have to hold their currency in that account to be able to do transactions cross countries, cross border, whatever. So you have to hold those nostro accounts. Now, with XRP, as my understanding would have it, you will eliminate having to have a nostro account in that country, holding the currency of that country in that account. All you would have to possess is XRP. Let that sink in a minute, because I can tell you from experience, in dealing with SWIFT, in dealing with cross-border payments, sometimes in moving money, you have to have an intermediary bank in order to move money. And some banks don't converse with one another. They don't deal with one another. And so that can slow up the transaction. Some banks don't coincide together. There are certain rules where it just doesn't match up. And so you have to circumvent that situation. And there's another way that has to be found in order to move that money, further slowing the process up. Not only that, but then you're also dealing with the nostro accounts that you have established in those countries, with their currency that you have to maintain in those accounts. Not only that, but also exchange rates. So the US dollar, when going overseas, if it's going over in another currency, whether it be euro, whether it be a shekel, whether it be a pound, whether it be pesos, etc. When there's a transaction to where it's moving over in another currency from a United States bank or institution, then there is a certain exchange rate where it's going to affect how much money is actually being moved. So the 1,000 euros that you looked at moving, and I'm just throwing this out here, I don't have any numbers to back this up. So the 1,000 euros you wanted to move, or 1,000 may be the equivalent in US dollars, or like maybe $1,400, $1,500. I don't know, I'm just throwing that out there. All I'm saying is that what you plan on moving may cost you more in US dollars to move, depending on what that exchange rate is. Enter XRP. So now you're dealing with, if you're dealing with XRP, you're dealing with one currency. Probably not having to worry that much about an exchange rate, because you're dealing with one currency, which I'm thinking is going to be consistently the same overall. You're dealing with one currency. You're eliminating the time of having to hold nostro accounts, because if you just have XRP, then you don't have to hold nostro accounts. So, and moreover, you may be eliminating the process of having to deal with an intermediary bank in order to move funds. You're talking about not only days or weeks that you're cutting off in time, you're talking about hours, maybe even minutes. Now, let this fry your noodle. Maybe even seconds. And XRP is sitting out here at 40 cents. 40 cents? Are you kidding me? 40 cents for an economic, life-changing technology. No, it might not have the utility case of an Amazon. Nah, probably don't have the utility case of a Google. Don't have the utility case of Microsoft. Don't have the utility case of Facebook. Nah. But I'm going to tell you what it does have. It has the utility case of being not a bridge currency, but the bridge currency. Not the utility case of being one of the lower level ways to move funds cross border as far as the increased technology, but the top way of moving funds cross border.